Hello, Tic Tac.
Hi, Kate. What does it say? Saturday.
Oh, must be at least Saturday. I have another question from the Tic Tac Talks group.
Oh, how nice of them to ask questions.
I know.
Yes.
This one perplexes me a little.
Yeah.
But the question is, if water is recycled, then where did the first water come from? That's deep.
Deep water.
Well, it could be deep.
Um,
The first water.
God knows.
Oh, well, rain?
Yeah, but then how did the rain? Well, yeah, I mean, how far did you go with it?
Well,
how did the rain get up there? Or how did the?
Because because China were doing lots of washing. That blew my mind when
So
I
they're not
discovered
part of the
that.
world.
When I was homeschooling Noah a few years ago, and he was doing, what is that? Precipitation and,
Oh yes.
and
The
evaporation.
water
and
cycle.
Water cycle, that's what,
cycle,
yeah.
yes.
And that blew my mind. I had absolutely no idea that basically when it
So
rained, yeah.
When a Chinese housewife washes the clothes,
Yeah.
and they dry out in the yard, then the water that evaporates from there falls as rain in France.
Yes. Basically, I can believe that.
And yeah, it's quite amazing, isn't it?
So if wash day is Monday, as it always traditionally was,
Yeah, it rains on Thursday in Europe.
yes, exactly.
Yes,
You don't need the Bureau of Meteorology, really,
just find out when
wash day
when
is.
people are doing the washing.
And then they'll know it's going to rain on Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, apart from my intellectual discovery, if water is recycled, where did the first water come from? Yes?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Is it?
It's very complicated to explain, actually.
Well, try us.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it. It's probably not worth me trying to put it out there. I don't know because.
Do you have to think about how it's
Well-
made up, like H2O?
Yeah. Well, I mean that's another thing, isn't it? The fact that it's actually two gases make water, isn't it? That's quite amazing, really.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Well, it is. It is. It seems so simple, but
Okay,
how
so you got
does
to
two
think
gases
about
make it?
where the gases came from, or how they.
No, well, I mean,
Combined,
okay. So the way I see it is, I don't know how the water got here in the first place, but let's accept that there's X amount of water on the Earth.
Currently,
Yes, and there's never changed. That has never ever changed since there's
so no matter if we
There's
have floods or famine,
400
it's always 70%
400
water.
400 waters on the Earth.
Waters.
Yes, 400 waters, right?
What if what? Why? What?
Well,
Why
I'm just
400?
putting a quantity. I'm putting a quantity on it.
You're making it up.
Yeah, I'm just putting an abstract quantity to the amount of water
Okay.
that is on the Earth. It's 400, and it started off as 400,
Okay.
right? And it will always be 400. So it's
Okay.
always there.
No matter how much it pours or.
Well, yeah, because it's still. Well, when I say on the Earth, I mean within the Earth and its atmosphere.
Ah.
So there might be 300 on the Earth, but 100 in the sky, like ready to.
Oh, really?
Rain. And then it rains and it all dumps out of the sky. So let's say there's no rain going to happen anywhere around the world. So that's 400 units of the water on the Earth until that evaporates and it starts to go up and it's like 50 up in the sky and 350 on the Earth.
So this comes back round to the water cycle.
Yeah,
It never,
that's right.
It never leaves, and it
Oh,
never.
it's
it's
never.
always within our atmosphere.
Yes, precisely.
That's
So
mind blowing.
So it doesn't change. Yeah. So if you make something, let's say you make a jelly,
Yes.
and it goes in the fridge. So you've used some of that 400 of water, but it's in the fridge as a jelly.
Yeah.
And then you eat the jelly.
Yeah.
So that's disappeared, but it's still within you. So
Yeah.
you're, and then you have a pee, and then that goes down the loo, and then, but
Yeah.
it still exists.
Yeah, yeah.
As water.
Yeah.
So it never, it never changes.
So it doesn't really answer the question. And the question talked about recycled water, and I'm not entirely sure.
Well, whether it's recycled or not,
Well, it's all
it's just
recycled
water.
then.
Yeah, but well, whether it's in the modern sense of recycling, like reused. I mean, water is the ultimate form of recycling, isn't it? I guess
I suppose it is.
because it's always been circulating.
Yeah, which I had no idea about until a couple of years ago. I just thought,
Right.
it's new stuff came from
Well-
the sky, full stop.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't, does it? It's just like I said, it's 400. There's 400 of it.
400 of it. 400
Waters.
waters.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else
So,
you'd like to add to that?
No, I think that's well. Hopefully that sheds some light on the query.
Well, I have a little follow-on question. So if water is so precious and we're always being encouraged to not waste it,
Yeah.
and, we have hosepipe bans and days that we can use our sprinklers and that sort of thing, why bother if it's all in the system and it's all going to come back around anyway?
Yeah. Well, because it is, but it's not always readily obtainable. So, like if it's in the ocean, then salt water, so you can't drink it, but it's still water.
Yeah.
And there's water in the ground. So, when you water your garden, the water doesn't just disappear. Some of it will evaporate up into the sky, but it still exists as water vapour. Or some will sink down into the ground, and that will find its way into the, say, tree roots. So you water, we water our lawn there, right?
Yep.
But we're surrounded by trees, but those tree roots are kind of going under there. So the tree roots will draw that up,
Okay.
and then it will evaporate from the
Yeah.
trees,
And then
as well as still going into the ground and forming groundwater. So if you dig a hole deep enough, it
Yeah.
starts to get wet.
Yes. So if we waste water, it'll start raining in Bulgaria.
Why?
Because
That's quite a dramatic statement.
Because if we are leaving our sprinklers on and it sinks into the ground and half of it
Oh, I
evaporates.
see, and it goes. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh,
so
no,
it
it
just
doesn't
sinks
go
down
through the
ground.
planet and come out on the other end.
Well, it does, but in Bulgaria, the water
Comes up through
will
the
start
earth.
to come up through people's lawns. And they'll think, well, that's odd, because we'd never watered it.
Yeah, it'll be Tic Tac in Australia who's left his
Who's-
sprinklers on again.
Yes. Trying to make his grass grow.
Yeah, okay.
No, but I mean, it only goes so far. Once it hits bedrock, actual rock, it won't penetrate the rock. So it just
No.
remains in the permeable ground, like a sponge,
Right,
like a dense sponge.
right. Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question for the person who asked it.
Was it a little pink one? Or?
It was a little pink person.
Yeah, okay, good.
Thank you, Tic Tac.
Yeah, you're welcome.